So let's leave Vancouver and go back to Ottawa, because Ottawa's cool. And this one of my classmates from Chris Levinson's course, Pearl Peary, she took part in this, as did a friend of mine, Rob McLennan. But I'm only permitted to read my own. The Dominion Tavern, 33 York Street. The prompt, mapping shadows. So I interpret that as geography of the imagination, the unseen, places, things, beings, etc. And we had a totem animal on our journeys that evening, a little yellow rubber duck. And this happened on March 28, 2009. Pub number 1, Dominion Tavern. Rob gave some woman named Carrie a poem. She said she would read it in the bathroom. Is this some code, some covert government mission? Will the poem self-destruct? And pub number 1. In Iceland there are elves, Huldafolk, the hidden people. They cause mischief and mayhem, play pranks, disturb rational minds. Outside of Reykjavik, many claim to have seen them. There are many more true believers than non-believers, believe me. There are also many, many hardcore drinkers. And then we get to the Laff, the Lafayette, Shadow Lafayette, 42 York Street, and the prompt being Ottawa. And so I have 2 in here. Ottawa Valley twang. On the tongue, it rolls out like a Tim Hortons coffee rim, East Coast fog, or a New Year's noisemaker. A slight trill, the R's flapping as the flag atop the hill. A few pints downed and those expressions of my valley relations appear. Hammered, 3 sheets to the wind, a few under the belt. This didn't work. I just bet myself $50 that I could convince the spirit of William Lying Mackenzie King to write a poem. I lost. Although a dog just barked. Pat? There's the duck over the pitcher of beer. The duck, there's actually more photos of the little yellow duck than any of the participants.
I like that little yellow duck.
He's very cute. Okay. Now the next place was the Brig, which is 23 York Street. All of this one took place in pubs in the Byward market. So at the Brig, the prompt was, there was something in the Globe and Mail, like I think a week before, about 6-word bios. Describe yourself in 6 words. And I think that's a great constraint. So that's what I said. Okay, 6-word bios. I have to share with you one, which is from our waitress, who I have a picture of here. And she's I think she said she was doing her MA in literature at, not the University of Ottawa, someplace else. I don't know. But she was there in March, so I don't know. There's some, I couldn't quite believe her. But anyways, 6 words. Again, 6-word bios. And this is what this lovely young girl, Jenna, I think her name was, her waitress. Yes, Jenna. Fun, free, hopeful, young, quiet, just me. I'm no mathematician, but that's 7 words. Okay, here are mine. Just some guy who does stuff. And then, who knows oneself? Not I. We're all pretty much alike. Oh, we are all pretty much alike. Okay. Then, now let's not do those ones. Those are kind of... Okay, I'm going to read this one. Dog Day Afterlife. I shared it. Actually, I've already shared that one. I will skip. Oh, that's okay. Okay, then the next, one of the other pubs that we got to was the Pub 101, which is aptly named because it's at 101 York Street. And so for that, the prompt was, I had the Globe and Mail from that day, and I just gave out sections and said, okay, here, find something to write about based on what's in your section of the newspaper. And so I pulled out this ad that was in the Globe Review, page R2, on Saturday, March 28th. And there was an ad, and it said, March is Egypt month. Out of the vaults, ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead, only until May 10th. So that's, and it had a little picture. So at the ROM in Toronto, they had Egypt month. So this is what I wrote. Dog Day Afterlife. Anubis, our jackal-headed hero, finds himself caged, locked up, a prisoner at the Daisy Hill Puppy Farm, along with Snoopy, Scooby-Doo, and Pluto, too. He passes them papyrus notes with plans for an escape, a jailbreak, but none can read his hieroglyphics. Behind the bars, time is weighing the hours like hearts against feathers. The warden is cruel, treats them like dogs, refuses to throw them a bone, but lets them watch movies like Cool Hand Luke and The Shawshank Redemption. They want to watch Lassie, hope to be rescued from this underworld like Timmy from The Well. And then the last pub was this place called Live Lounge, which doesn't exist anymore. That's what's really neat about this this thing that I'm doing, is that the landscape changes. Stores come and go, pubs come and go. So this place, which was a pub that was run by a radio station, no longer exists. The radio station still does, I believe. Live Lounge at 126.5 York Street. It used to be called, before that, it was called the Thirsty Scholar. And so when I was setting up the pub crawl, I'm like, oh, gotta hit this place, the Thirsty Scholar. That's great, that's brilliant. And then the day before I went and looked, and I was like, there is no Thirsty Scholar. It's gone. That's horrible. But okay, anyways. So the prompt was fortune-telling fish. So you know these little fish that come in the little cellophane bag, and you place it on your open palm, and you wait a few seconds, and the fish will do something. It's like magic. There's a section over here on the occult, so you can find out. I'm sure that the fortune-telling fish is in those books. So, so yeah, you put the fish on your palm, and this is the first. I wrote two. The first one I wrote was called Anomaly Aphorism. A fish in the hand is worth a boot to the heart. And then, this fortune-telling fish's aerobic flips are to tell me something about myself. This fish, placed in the palm of my hand, will indicate my fate by its movements. Moving head, jealousy. Moving tail, indifference. Moving head and tail, in love. Curling sides, fickle. Turns over, false. Motionless, dead one. Curls up entirely, passionate. There's a warning. This is not a toy and is not intended for children under 8.